What is going on, guys? Joey Suggs here. Welcome to today's video. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, welcome for the first time. In today's video, we're gonna be going to the grocery store and I'm gonna be showing you everything that I get to lose weight, to build muscle, to eat healthy, and to enjoy what I'm eating. And so I'm gonna strap a GoPro to my head so that you get a POV of what I am grabbing. Then we're gonna come back here. I'm gonna make some quick recipes for you to show you how you can stay on track with your diet and enjoy what you're eating. So if you could do me a huge favor before we get into it, can you please press a thumbs up on this video? It does help the video get out to more people, so I really appreciate if you find anything helpful doing that. And if you're new to the channel, seriously, I have tons of grocery hauls. I have full day of eatings. I got vlogs. I really got a little bit of everything. So make sure you get subscribed and turn your bell on so you always get notified of new videos. All right, all that said, GoPro to the head. Let's go to the grocery store. All right, welcome to the neighborhood Publix. We're gonna be starting off in the deli section, and they have two of my favorite cheeses here, the fat-free feta, both the Mediterranean and the normal. Only 35 calories per serving and 6 grams of protein per serving. That is pretty nice. Now, one of my favorite snacks, these pretzel crisps, they have a lot of really good flavors. My two favorite are the original and the buffalo, but 110 calories for 11 pretzel crisps. That is pretty solid. To go with that, you can always pick up some hummus. Publix brand hummus is actually very, very good, but if you don't have that, the Ithaca brand is a little more calories, but also very delicious. All right, this one right here is an absolute banger, and I've actually featured these protein crisps in a couple of videos before. 22 crisps is only 120 calories with a whopping 10 grams of protein. That is pretty insane right there. Also in the deli section, you'd be surprised, but their packaged hard-boiled eggs are honestly really solid, and for a quick on-the-go snack are pretty good. They also have a lot of good one-off stuff like some sushi, pre-made sandwiches, salads, rotisserie chickens, and at the Publix deli, you can pretty much make the best tasting sub you've ever had in your entire life. And something I mentioned on the channel quite a bit before, these Joseph's Lavish Bread. So these are the wraps. They're 120 calories for the full wrap or just 60 for half. But they also make a lot of really good stuff like pitas. They have big pitas, little pitas, even some mini pitas, and they're all low calorie compared to the competitors. All right, now an absolute diet hack, diet steal are these dill pickle packages. The entire dill pickle is a whopping 0 calories. So that is perfect right there. And they come in a lot of flavors, so you get to choose a little bit as well. And my Publix has a really good plethora of beef and turkey jerkies. The Archer brand is pretty solid, 70 calories, 9 grams of protein. That is pretty good. The turkey is even better. I think 70 calories with 10 grams of protein. So jerky just in general is a really nice high protein snack to have any time of the day. And right beneath the jerky, they have the Laughing Cow cheese wedges. Honestly, a pretty overlooked healthy snacks. Each wedge is only 30 calories and they're great with like carrot chips or these pretzel crisps, something like that. So a staple of mine is fat-free cheeses, and they're kind of hard to find, but my Publix typically has fat-free mozzarella and the fat-free cheddar by Kraft. If you can find it, I definitely recommend it. All right, now on to lunch meats. They're all relatively the same to me, and I'll have relatively the same macros. Just look at the back. This one's 50 calories for 10 grams protein per serving. That'll do me just fine. Also, if you're like me, you'll like to eat bacon, but you don't like all the calories. The turkey bacon, surprisingly enough, isn't all that bad. It's only 30 calories a slice too. You can cook it in the air fryer, in the microwave, or in the oven. All taste pretty good. So I'm typically a Uncle Ben's rice eater, but these Tasty Bite rices actually have been coming in clutch, and the flavors are really good as well. They have a lot of different options. They also have one called the Madre's Lentils, which tastes exactly like chili, only 290 calories for the entire pouch, and 11 grams of protein in there too. So that is an absolute steal. So like most grocery stores, they have a decent amount of like your pre-cooked packaged chicken. And this is okay if you want to toss in a salad or you just don't have time to cook chicken. But personally, I like buying it raw and cooking it up that way. If you can find a thin sliced chicken breast, that is the way to go. I think it tastes better and it definitely cooks a lot quicker as well. Now, I am a sucker for some red meat and a good steak. So definitely gonna pick up these fillets, but when I'm trying to save up a little bit of money. To do a little tenderizing, the sirloins come in at a much better price, almost double the steak for the price, and you can still get some really good flavor if you cook it just right. All right, when it comes to ground meat, I always try and get the leanest ground beef possible. Here they had 93.7, which isn't too bad. And whenever I buy ground beef, I like to pick up ground turkey as well. They had the 99% fat-free one here. And what I do is when I cook those, I combine them together. That way you get the leanness from the turkey and the flavor from the ground beef, and it is perfection. Okay, so I've talked about the carb counter tortillas quite a bit before, but they have a bunch of different sizes now, so you kind of get everything that you're looking for. They have a burrito size for 80 calories, they have the standard size for 45 calories, and even some mini ones that are like 20 calories a piece, which is pretty cool as well. The 45 calorie ones, I will say, do fit in my air fryer just perfectly though. I always enjoy switching it up from chicken and beef as well, so I picked up some salmon. I think I'm gonna make that later in the video, so stay tuned for that. Time to time, I do enjoy drinking Gatorades, but I will always pick the Gatorade Zero. There's no reason to be drinking 120, 160 calories in a Gatorade when you can get a Gatorade Zero for 10 calories. They taste just the same, and maybe after a long gym session or a long night of drinking, they work just the same. Right next to that, they have all the ready-to-drink protein drinks. My favorite are these Fairlife Core Powers, but the Core Power Elites are absolutely unreal. The normal ones have 26 grams of protein, but the Elites have 42 grams of protein, and they taste absolutely incredible. Now, I don't make normal pasta all that often, but when I do make pasta, I go for the Banza pasta. It's pretty much the same calories with the same flavor and texture, but a little extra protein in there. Now, when I am making pasta, most of the time I'm just using these 60-second bag pastas. They're all under 400 calories for the entire bag, and it takes 60 seconds. Doesn't get any better than that. Same thing goes for these Uncle Ben's rices. Like I said, use these all the time. The jasmine is absolutely insane. The basmati is really good. They have a ton of really good flavors actually. And maybe you just want like a single serving, a 200 calorie serving. The minute rice packets are right there at 200 calories single servings. Now, something I do not recommend getting is your rice, cauliflower, or broccoli in this case. In a package like this, every single time I make them from all sorts of brands, they always end up watery and gross. All right, so I know this might sound kind of gross, but one of my favorite protein sources is canned tuna. Absolutely insane protein to calorie ratio. Make sure you're getting it in water though. You don't want to get that extra oil. One, I think it just tastes gross, and two, it adds the extra calories in there. All right, quickly want to talk about some seasonings that I have grown to love. So both of these I think were stolen from Trader Joe's, but it's the everything but the bagel seasoning and elote seasoning. I don't even know what an elote is, but it tastes like a delicious street taco. They're both very good. Definitely recommend those. And if you have not had nature seasoning, I grew up with this stuff and I put it literally on everything. Quick note here, always try to get your spray oils instead of just normal oil. You're gonna end up using way less of it, and therefore using way less calories in your meal overall. So if you have the option, go for the spray. And here we have it, the Lily's chocolate chips. They have every single flavor here, and I use them in quite a bit of recipes, actually pretty much every day. They have a little less calories than normal chocolate chips, and they're sweetened by stevia, so you get less sugar. Another great one for recipes is dark cocoa. If you get the Dutch cocoa or Dutch processed cocoa, it makes it very dark, like an Oreo type color. And they also have the Swerve artificial sweeteners I use in recipes as well. I've used the brown sugar and the confectionery sugar quite a bit, and these don't bloat me as much as normal artificial sugars do, so I do enjoy that. And possibly the most overlooked seasoning out there, the ranch packets. You don't really think about it because you think of it as a dip, but these are 0 calories, and when you put it on anything, it makes it taste like ranch, which is, who doesn't want that? All right, getting into sauces now, a couple of my favorites. This Southwest mustard, they have the same thing at Walmart and a couple other stores, but they are very good. A little higher calorie than normal mustard because, of course, normal mustard is 0 calories or near 0 calories and is honestly the most elite sauce of all time. So I've said this before and I will say it again. If you ever find Hunt's ketchup, make sure to flick it off and put it back on the shelf because it literally tastes like tomato pea. Definitely pick up something like the Heinz, much better, and they have a no sugar added option. version, which is like half the calories of normal ketchup. And of course, they have all the Hughes sauces here. My absolute favorite is the sweet chili sauce. It's only 5 calories per 2 tablespoons, which is unreal. And then they have all the normal barbecue sauces and honey mustard and stuff like that as well. If you're gonna go for buffalo sauce, make sure you're getting the Frank's Red Hot. It's 0 calories. And when you compare that to something like this Hooters sauce, 90 calories per tablespoon, that is quite literally 9,000 times more calories than the Frank's Red Hot. When it comes to eggs, I always like to get at least 6 or 12 eggs to last me for a couple weeks, but I always make sure I get some egg beaters. And I never knew this, but the egg whites and egg beaters are the exact same calories, the exact same macros, but the egg beaters are yellow with a better taste and a better consistency. I don't know why you wouldn't use that unless a recipe calls for egg whites. So my Publix has the Kodiak oatmeal packets, buy one, get one free, which is pretty nice, but that is not what we came here for. We came here for the Kodiak cake pancake mix, baby. If you guys haven't gotten the recipe on this yet, you need to go watch some of my other videos. Absolutely unreal, and I have it every single day. As for sugar-free syrup, my favorite right now is this Carrie's brand. 5 calories for 2 tablespoons. That's like one of the lowest I've seen and tastes the best as well. Something a little higher calorie I've been craving recently has been granola. A couple decent options here, but if you do want something that's going to be lower calorie than your typical granola, the best low calorie alternative would have to be just plain Cheerios. You still get a really nice crunch, and for the volume, you get like 4 times as much volume as you would with granola. Okay, well, walking down the cereal aisle, I had to feed my sweet tooth a little bit, so we got some Cinnamon Toast Crunch and some Cocoa Puffs just to bring me back to my childhood a little bit. When it comes to jelly, they do have a couple good options, and I know Smucker's makes a sugar-free jelly that's only like 5 calories per tablespoon, but it honestly tastes like shit. So I found that the Crofters is 30 calories per serving and honestly tastes like some of the best jelly I've ever had. That is what I always go with. They also have a really good selection of peanut butters and nut butters. The PB2 or PB Fit powder is always a great option because you get literally the same amount of volume for less than a third of the calories, which is absolutely insane. But sometimes I do like mixing this with normal peanut butter, or you could try this Nuts and More protein peanut butter. I don't know why it's called protein peanut butter because it just tastes like sugary peanut butter, but it is pretty tasty. So when it comes to bread, I just typically try to find the lowest calorie per slice. This one's not too bad, the Nature Zone at 40 calories per slice. Haven't tried it, but I will in the video. I'm assuming it's pretty good. Another insane diet hack has to be popcorn and the Orville Redenbacher Smart Pop. 240 calories for the entire bag of popcorn, and it's a big bag of popcorn. So if you're a fan of sour cream for your taco nights, feel free to get some, but I always recommend going the fat-free version. Or if you want to add even more protein and it tastes literally the exact same, just use some plain fat-free Greek yogurt. And speaking of yogurt, I am an absolute addict to the Dan and Light and Fit Greek yogurt. I have it just about every single night for dessert. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I do love normal titty milk just as much as I do my nut milks. And the Fairlife fat-free milk is like higher protein, really tasty, and stays good for a long time. All right, a new find for me were these Slate coffee lattes. They are insanely good, and for 20 grams of protein and only 120 or 110 calories, pretty impressive. They have some good caffeine in there, some protein. They taste good, kind of a win-win-win for like a morning time high protein coffee. Of course, had to pick up some energy drinks. Some of my all-time favorite flavors right now, C4's, Skittles, and their Starburst. The Rain Dreamsicle is amazing, and the Ghost Sour Patch collabs are all really good as well. Once again, hate on me if you want, but I am an absolute crackhead for Diet Dr. Pepper. More specifically, an absolute elite drink of all time, a Diet Dr. Pepper Cherry. Do not knock me until you try it. Now, one of the best snacks out there, some fresh fruit. Honestly, watermelon was looking quite delicious, and so was that pineapple. So I had to grab one of those, both pre-made. So they had a very big variety of apples, but there's only one brand, one kind of apple that I actually care about, and that is Honey Crisp. If you're not eating a Honeycrisp apple, go to your pantry, throw out every other apple in there, and go buy Honeycrisp because they are by far the best. When it comes to veggies, some of my favorite things, I get these diced peppers and some white onions. Really good if you're making it with like ground beef or mixing it in with eggs. Always nice grabbing some cauliflower rice, some other veggies like your Brussels sprouts, your green beans, All this stuff can go in the air fryer really quickly and gets nice and crispy. Broccoli slaw is really good if you saute it in the pan. In just a couple minutes, they're all cooked and ready to go. Same thing goes for the spinach. You just put it really with anything you want. Oh, and if you happen to forget, I am wearing a GoPro strapped to my head, so people always ask me what the hell I am doing.
Why do I have a GoPro?
Oh, I do like YouTube videos about like grocery hauls and stuff, so
That's cool.
I know it looks terrifyingly weird. Yeah, that's why I'm like, you guys better.
You get looks and people like me asking.
Yeah. But after getting stopped, I went straight into grabbing some of these Bolt House dressings. I've talked about them quite a bit before. Some of my favorite dressings are all like under 50 calories, which is like a third of what normal ranch is, and they taste really good as well. Typically, I'm a big fan of grapes, especially if they're frozen. Nothing beats a good frozen grape, but all of these were pretty gross, so I didn't get any. Next absolute staple in my diet is rice cakes. They have a decent variety of them here. They got chocolate, caramel, and plain. The plain's 35, the chocolate's like 70. I think the caramel's like 50, so you have a nice little variety of flavors and calories there. Always great to cook up some sweet potatoes. I like to like dice these up, toss them in the air fryer, or put them in the oven and just let them bake, get really nice and sweet. Also, these honey gold potatoes, absolutely insane. You slice them, you put them in the air fryer with a little bit of seasoning, they get nice and crispy. They are chef's kiss delicious. Gotta come clean, nothing gets me more excited than a big, girthy, long, ripe banana. So I had to grab some of those, of course. Also, carrot chips, something I use all the time. You get all the crunch of a chip, but like none of the calories, and it goes great with buffalo chicken dip, hummus, or really whatever. So I definitely say Publix is lacking in their protein bar section, but they do have a couple little odds and ends. They have these Metrex bars, which are very high calorie, but pretty tasty in my opinion. But if you are gonna get one thing from here, they do have the Nix protein bars. I know for a fact this peanut flavor literally tastes like a high protein Snickers, which is crazy. All right, walking into the frozen section, let me put you on to something right now. Path of Life. The quinoa and kale is what got me started, but all of their mixes, they're under 400 calories. Most of them have like a vegetable and a carb source. So it's a full, well-rounded side dish for you. A couple minutes in the microwave and you're good to go. They are delicious. So I know I bought a bunch of fresh veggies, but I also love having frozen veggies on hand too. The California blend's really good. Publix also has like a Roma blend and an Italian blend that are solid, as well as just like a mixed veg. And like I said earlier, I normally buy my cauliflower rice frozen, so that's where I got this as well. And when it comes to ice cream, I used to always get Halo Top and Enlightened, but once I started eating Nix, I cannot go back. The flavor is unreal, but even more unreal is the calories. 370 calories per pint for something like this chocolate, but then you come over to the mint chocolate chip, 250 calories for the entire pint. That is absolutely insane. Also had to pick up some of my favorite frozen blueberries, the Wyman's. They're like the perfect size, very small. They have a lot of really good flavor. Put them in yogurt or oatmeal or something like that. Goes perfectly. And the last little dessert I had to get were these Yassos. I just found them, only 90 calories per bar and 5 grams of protein too. Pretty crazy macros, and this cake batter flavor is really good. All right, drum roll please. Today's haul came out to a whopping $315. I would say that's about average. I would say typically I spend about $400 a month on groceries. Let's go home and start cooking. Whew, okay, that was an exciting, expensive trip. Now, time for my probably favorite part of the video where I actually get to use all the stuff that I bought. So I got a couple recipes for you. I hope you're gonna enjoy them. Without further ado, let's get changed and let's get cooking. All right, meal number one for you. It's pretty simple, it's pretty basic. You might have had something similar before, but you haven't had anything that has this much protein and tastes this good. We are gonna be making an absolutely insane turkey spinach feta omelet. All right, first things first, get some sort of container and a food scale. You're gonna start by adding your egg beaters. You wanna do about 225 grams of that. Go ahead and crack one egg in there. Up next, we're gonna add our lunch meat, as little or as much as you want. I did right at 60 grams. And then funny enough, I actually forgot my spinach. So we're gonna use some tri-pepper mix. Honestly, it's gonna taste really good anyways. I'm just gonna do about a handful of peppers in there. That came out to right over 50 grams. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple cracks of salt and a couple cracks of pepper. And we can just go ahead and give this a quick stir. All right, and our mixture is ready to go. Next thing we're gonna do is just put a pan with a little bit of your spray oil and let that simmer on low to medium heat for a couple minutes. And once your pan is sufficiently hot, you can go ahead, pour your mixture over and cover it so that it cooks evenly. All right, now as it is almost done cooking, which it has a couple bubbles in it, we're gonna go ahead and add our feta cheese. So we'll put this on the food scale, 0, and then dump a little on. So right about 60 grams of feta cheese. All right, now bear with me. I'm really not good at this, but we're gonna try and flip it in half. Get this underneath, and then just, actually wasn't bad at all. So I'll probably flip it one more time, leave it about a minute per side. And of course, cannot have eggs without toast. So we have 2 slices of this Nature's Own 40 calorie per slice bread. Toss that in the toaster. Here is how the omelet turned out. Add the 2 slices of toast. And of course, the Crofters jelly that I was speaking about earlier. And here is your meal. So I have a little confession to make. 1, I'm super excited to eat this. And 2, it's not breakfast time. It's actually like 9 p.m. Oh wow, make that 10 p.m. But it just goes to show you can have this meal whenever you want it, and it is delicious with insane macros. I'm also gonna put a little bit of this Hugh's sweet chili on here. I told you it's incredible. It's only 5 calories per 2 tablespoons, and it does go awesome on eggs. Let me just show you what you would be working with if you made this right here, and it tastes, Honestly, the peppers worked out better than the spinach. So I made this meal in probably, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. And check this out, the entire plate, everything in it, even the sauces and jelly included, under 450 calories, 459 to be exact, with 58 grams of protein. So if you want a quick and easy breakfast with some high protein for low calories, this right here is gonna do it. That's only recipe number 1 though, we still got more coming. All right, we are back. It is now the next night. I'm gonna show you how to make a wonderful, beautiful, elegant salmon dinner for you and a loved one, even though I'm just eating alone tonight. Literally only takes 10 minutes, and I promise you, you will be absolutely thrilled with how it tastes. So first things first, we're gonna preheat our air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, it might take a little more than 10 minutes, but we're gonna preheat it to about 400. All right, and once your air fryer is preheated, go ahead, take your pan, take whatever meat you have. Tonight, we're doing the salmon we got at Publix. Go ahead and place it in there. And my air fryer has a seafood setting, cooks it at 375 for 8 minutes, which turns out perfect for this salmon. If you wanna pick up the air fryer I have, I'll leave a link for it in the description down below for you. And the next step while that cooks, told you we were gonna use it, the Path of Life. This is the quinoa and kale blend. Absolutely love this. 370 calories in the entire pouch. And this is perfect for a 2-person serving. And this we just need to put in the microwave for about 4.5 minutes. All right, 8 minutes done and our salmon is cooked to perfection. Next step, a bowl. Add in about half your quinoa and kale. Add in your piece of salmon. And with my meal, I decided to have some of the carrot chips and hummus that we talked about earlier. So I'll get about a serving of that, and I have my carrot chips right here. All right, and I kid you not, only 10 minutes after starting, I am ready to eat. You get a ton of good protein, a lot of healthy fats from the salmon. Oh my gosh, the salmon is cooked absolutely perfectly. I just put it on the air fryer, that one setting, and it was awesome. Such a good meal. And as always, like I said, carrot chips are the most versatile thing in the entire world. That crunch, And like I said, I made 2 portions of this, so if I wasn't lonely and by myself, I could have someone eating the exact same meal with me, enjoying it as well. The calories in the meal are a little higher than a normal dinner because of, well, you're eating a fatty piece of salmon, but it is some of the best fats for you, and it's awesome to have at least once or twice a week. The entire meal came out to 640 calories and with 43 grams of protein, so that's actually a very well-balanced meal. So this is gonna be my dinner, but don't go anywhere because we still got dessert. All right, now dinner was absolutely delicious and pretty filling as well, but I cannot go to bed without something sweet going down my throat. Now you've heard the old saying, if you wanna get big, you gotta eat PB&Js before you go to bed. And there is really some truth to that. But tonight, I'm gonna be showing you how I make my rice cake anabolic PB&Js that are way less calorie for even more protein. All right, first things first, get a little mixing bowl. And we're gonna use the powdered peanut butter to start. We're gonna do 1 serving or about 16 grams of that. Next, we're gonna use the Fairlife protein milk. I did right about 20 grams of that. And go ahead, stir that together and mix it all nicely. Now that the peanut butter is made, we're gonna add a little bit of normal peanut butter to add even more flavor in there as well. So we're gonna do about a half a serving or another 16 grams of that. And we'll just mix those two together in there. If you need to add a little bit of milk, that's fine to get the right consistency that you want. All right, and a couple good mixings, you have a very, very nice consistency and quite a bit of peanut butter in your jar. Next part is simple. We're gonna use these lightly salted Quaker rice cakes, 35 calories per rice cake. Then we'll spread our peanut butter over top. Now you can make this peanut butter in bulk. It only stays good for like 3 or 4 days though, or you could just do what I'm doing and lick the thingy. Now last but certainly not least, we have the Crofters strawberry jelly. I use about a serving and a half spread over both of them evenly. And in less than 2 minutes, your high protein PB&Js are ready to go. All right, now check me out. I know what you're thinking, these look insanely delicious with a lot of volume and for not that many calories. Yeah, we'll get into it in a second, but just check that out right there. Does not get any better than that. And listen. The peanut butter mixture is so rich and so tasty, and you get so much more volume for the calories doing it this way. That with the crunch of the rice cake and the sweetness of the jelly, all just combined to make the perfect PB&J. It could also be considered the perfect PB&J because for 2 of these, we're still under 300 calories at 283 calories with 14 grams of protein, so not too bad there either. As far as volume goes, this is pretty much like eating 2 PB&J sandwiches, which are typically like 400 calories a piece. So that is pretty solid. This is probably one of my go-to desserts a couple times a week. It's just that good and so simple and quick to make. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed all the recipes and that you learned something in the grocery haul video today as well. If you did, please make sure to 1, press the like button on this video. I swear it helps so much, you have no idea. And if you know someone that would benefit from hearing this video, maybe send it to them. Maybe just text them a little link, say, hey, check it out. You never know how far that goes for me. So thank you guys so much. If you are new to the channel, become a Suggs subscriber. Would love to have you be part of this family. But with that, I'll be seeing you very shortly in the next one. Enjoy. Peace.